Hi, I'm Deb, and this is One More Whip. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope today finds you well and with a hook in your hand. Today, I'm going to be showing you some whips. Psst, whips. I mentioned on my last video that I'm a girl who has whips now. I wasn't always, but now I am. I may. This may be the beginning of a problem. I don't know. We shall see. If it's a problem, then I'm down. So let me show you what I got going. I am working on the Fruit Garden Cowl with Dana over at Wanderlust Crochet. And this blanket's a lot, y'all. Let me show you what I have so far. We work different squares and different motifs. So there's one of them. I don't remember the names right now. I should have had the book out ready to tell you, but I don't, so I'm sorry. Then this is another square. This is another square. This is another. And there are different amounts of each square. And then I have the beginnings of my rectangles. And these are going to be pretty crazy to do. There's a lot that goes into these particular ones. There's a lot here I've never done before, but I'm learning a whole lot. Starting this, in my last video when I showed you the crochet hooks, I wanted to do wearables in the past, but gauge is something that has always eluded me. When I started crocheting, I was a really tight crocheter and my hands would get sore, and I found the Furls Odyssey hooks and loved them because they let me loosen up my grip. I don't even really grip the hook. I just sort of roll it in my fingers. And because it has that tapered shaft, it really opened up my stitches. Well, I realized in working these and having to get a gauge, that was a problem for me. So I knew I was going to have to use the clover because it just has this straight shaft. And I really started paying attention to my stitches. And everybody crochets differently, which is amazing and wonderful. But I found that one of the things I have a tendency to do is when I would work my stitch and then I would pull my hook out. I actually hold my work more this way, and I would pull my hook instead of, let me show you what I mean, not just try and tell you and sound like a cuckoo. So when I was working my stitches, I would kind of hold my work here and I would put it in, and then I would pull my hook sort of perpendicular to the work, which was making the loops at the top of my work pretty loose, which was affecting my gauge, which was affecting my tension, which was affecting a whole lot. So I have, since January, since we started these, I have become very aware and very mindful of trying to crochet here, just to keep things a little tighter and a little neater. As a matter of fact, in doing this with my hook, I was even like, I don't know, like I said, if you pay attention to your stitches, so if you do a double crochet, I was pulling it, so I was working that second hook, just that second loop, just underneath the top of my V at the top of my stitches. So I'd have these two yarns that went like this, then I would have the thing that went across, then I would have the top of my crochet. So being a little more mindful and working like this has done wonders for my stitches. So not only am I getting a great blanket, but I'm learning new things, learning new techniques, learning new stitches, and learning to be a little more mindful when I'm working those stitches. So that's a good thing, right? So this is one of my whips. I can only work it for a little bit because it's a lot. It's a lot. So that's number one. Let me put that away. For my second whip, I am doing a blanket. And I saw this pattern and I just fell in love with it. This is the first time I've ever done the moss stitch before. And in a project like a blanket, what was I thinking? But it's beautiful. The pattern is called Renoir's Ripple, and it's a ripple. I mean, there's nothing difficult about it, but I'll pay $3 for a pattern. I got no problem with that. And I love it's using the Red Heart Melange, and the pattern calls for 3 colors and then you border it in another, but I knew I wanted it bigger, so I threw an extra colorway in there. And let me show you how it's working up. Oh, my hook. Okay, let's see here. So that is how it's working up. I know, look at me, I'm breaking rules all over the place. Usually I weave in my ends right away. I've become a rebel, a crochet rebel. That's what I am. I'm a crochet rebel. Look at me breaking all the rules. Petra from Petra over at Happy's Place. Petra's Happy Place, she's done that to me. Petra, it's all your fault. But I love, love, love the look of this. And the Red Heart Melange is not like regular Red Heart yarn. It's not. It's not. So I saw other people had gotten some of that at the Hobby Lobby sale, and I was hoping that I would get some, but I did not. So that's whip number 2. Whip number 3, I showed you. I'm sorry that the camera is shaking there. I showed you the other day is my shawl with my aged gold yarn that I got at the Hobby Lobby clearance. And I'm almost finished. I've just got that much left, guys. But this is where I am. So I love this pattern. It's very simple. And it's going to be gorgeous once it's blocked. Right now, it's funny how shawls don't look super spectacular until they're blocked. But once those stitches get pulled open, it'll be quite lovely. So there's that for number 3. And for number 4, I am actually using the Red Heart Melange again in this project. And I have finished, let me pull out the one I finished. I finished the back panel of my poncho. And this one is just the flat poncho with the front and the back, and you sew it across the top. So the sides are open. And this is a pattern by Knot Yourself Out. And I have done, I don't know if you remember, I did the Ruana and the campfire throw for my friends. And those were Knot Yourself Out patterns too. Her patterns are very well written, worth the money. So let's see here. This is in the theater colorway. But as it gets to the bottom, you have these windows, which I just love. And one of the things I love is that it's all double crochet, but when you get to the windows, you start working back loop only. So it gives you a little extra, you know what I'm saying? It's just a little extra something around those windows. And those little touches are everything. But this colorway, I just love it. I'm gonna be able to wear this with everything I own. Maybe not this shirt. What do you think? But this yarn is yummy. I'm enjoying working with it. And I have on my front panel, I'm still connected to the yarn. Oh goodness, I've only done about that much on my front panel. So that's what I'm working on. And I've already got like My wish list is like that long, guys. But I'm determined to finish one of them before I start something else. Maybe. I don't know. I will finish something before I start something else. I will. Yeah, I will. I don't know which one I will. Probably the shawl. That's almost done. So, yeah. And then I'll probably start an amigurumi. I don't know. I don't know. There's just so many things to crochet in so little time, right? But that's why we have our to make lists. Yeah, I'm going to go add a couple things to mine. So that's what I'm working on. Let me know in the comments down below what you're working on. I'd love to know what you're working on. And if you want to, send me a picture of it. I'd love to see it. I'd love to see it. My email's in the description box below too. I hope you guys have a lovely day, and we'll see you soon. Bye.